Hello everyone, welcome back to the lecture series on ESP32. In our last session, we understood how GPIO install ISR service works. Today, we put all of that into a real working program. We will make a program. This is 2 button 1 LED example, GPIO 4 and GPIO 19 sharing 1 LED on GPIO 2. The button on GPIO 4 will turn the LED on and pressing the button on GPIO 19 will turn it off. Both buttons share the dispatcher, but each one gets its own handler. So let us start coding. Let us open Visual Studio Code, ESP Explorer, Advanced, New Project Wizard. Select ESP version 6.0. Hello World template. Create project using Hello World template. Enter project directory. Project name Module 3 Lecture 4 Part 12. Create project. Open project. Close the older window. Delete the older content. First, we include the required header files. We will first include freertos.h header. This gives us the basic FreeRTOS definitions that are required by ESP-IDF. Include freertos.h. Next, we include the GPIO driver header. For that, we need to modify the CMake list file. Requires ESP driver GPIO. Save it. Include driver GPIO.h. And finally, we include the low-level GPIO header. We need this because inside our ISRs, we will use functions like GPIO LL interrupt disable, GPIO LL interrupt enable on core, GPIO LL set level. Include HAL GPIO LL.h. Now let us write the first interrupt handler. This function will run when an interrupt occurs on GPIO 4. Signature is void IRAM attr and it takes void pointer as argument. IRAM attr places this function into internal RAM, so it can execute even when the flash cache is disabled. Now, the first thing we do is disable the other interrupt source. This disables the GPIO 19 interrupt first. We call GPIO LL interrupt disable. Interrupt disable. Structure GPIO on GPIO 19. Next, we disable our own interrupt, that is, interrupt from the pin that actually caused this ISR to run. This prevents the same GPIO 4 interrupt from re-entering the handler. We call GPIO LL interrupt disable. Interrupt disable. Structure GPIO. GPIO number 4. Now we can do the actual work. In our example, GPIO 4 turns the LED on. GPIO LL set level. Set level. GPIO number 2. Set it to 1. Now the work is done, so we can enable the GPIO 19 interrupt. we enable it on the core where this ISR is currently running. We use GPIO LL interrupt enable on core. Enable on core. GPIO structure. Get core ID. Core ID. GPIO number 19. And finally, we enable GPIO 4 again in the same way. We can copy from here itself. GPIO number 4. Now let us write the second handler for GPIO 19. We can copy from here itself. ISR 19. First we will disable interrupt on GPIO 4, the other source. Then we will disable our own interrupt source. Here it is 19. Then we will set the level of GPIO 2 to 0. Then we enable the interrupt on GPIO 4 and then on 19. Now the appmin function. This is where we configure everything. Appmin runs once when the ESP32 starts. This is the application entry point. Void appmin. First we install the GPIO interrupt service. GPIO install ISR service. ISR service. We make it low mid priority. ESP interrupt flag low mid. Low mid. Or with ESP interrupt flag IRAM. Since our handlers are IRAM safe, we also pass the IRAM flag here. This installs the GPIO ISR dispatcher with medium interrupt priority and enable IRAM safe interrupt allocation. Next, let us configure the LED pin. First, we will reset the pin so that we start from a known state. GPIO reset pin. Reset pin. GPIO number 2. Then we configure it as an output pin using GPIO set direction. GPIO 2 as GPIO mode output. Next, let us configure the first button, which is connected to GPIO 4. We reset the pin first. GPIO reset pin. GPIO 4. Now we make it as input. So GPIO 4 will work as the digital input for our first button. GPIO set direction. GPIO set direction. GPIO 4 as GPIO mode input. We will also enable the internal pull-down register. With the pull-down enabled, the pin will normally read low when the button is not pressed, and when it is pressed, it will read high. We will use GPIO pull-down enable. Pull-down enable on GPIO 4. For now, we keep the interrupt disabled because the configuration is not complete yet. We don't want the interrupt to fire during setup. So we will disable the interrupt on GPIO 4. GPIO interrupt disable. Disable. GPIO number 4. Next, we configure it to generate an interrupt on any edge. That means both a rising edge and a falling edge. We will use GPIO set interrupt type. GPIO number 4, GPIO interrupt any edge. Now we register our ISR with the GPIO pin through the interrupt dispatcher. We will use GPIO ISR handler add. GPIO number 4. The corresponding ISR is ISR 4. Arguments are null. Now we do the same configuration for the second button, which is connected to GPIO 19. We can copy from here itself. Reset GPIO pin 19. Then set the direction as input of GPIO 19. Then pull down enable on GPIO 19. Then interrupt disable on GPIO 19. Set interrupt type on GPIO 19. Then add the handler GPIO 19 and ISR 19. Now at this point both the handlers are registered and configuration is complete. Only now we enable the interrupts on the GPIO 4 and GPIO 19. We use GPIO interrupt enable, GPIO 19 and GPIO 4. GPIO interrupt enable, GPIO 4. And GPIO interrupt enable on GPIO 19. So our setup is complete. Now build the project. Flash it to the device. Use UART. And here it is. When GPIO 4 generates an interrupt, the LED is turned on. When GPIO 19 generates an interrupt, the LED is turned off. The GPIO interrupt dispatcher sends each interrupt on the correct handler. Now let me demonstrate the ISR handler remove and uninstall the service. For that, we will let the program run for 1 minute and then disable the interrupts. So, make it run for 1 minute. vtask delay, PDMS to tick 60,000 milliseconds. Then we will disable the interrupt on GPIO 19. GPIO 19. Then remove the handler. GPIO ISR handler remove. GPIO 19. Now let us build the project. And flash it to the device. And for 1 minute we will be able to switch on the LED using GPIO 4 and switch off the LED using the GPIO 19. For 1 minute it will work. And as 1 minute passes, interrupt on GPIO 19 is disabled and ISR handler is removed. So here it is. Now we are not able to switch off the LED. The interrupt on GPIO 19 is not working. Now let us uninstall the ISR service. We will comment this out and we will disable the interrupt on GPIO 4. And then we will uninstall the service. Uninstall ISR service. Again, let us build the project. Flash into the device. And now for 1 minute we will be able to switch on the LED using GPIO 4 and switch off the LED using GPIO 19. For 1 minute it will work, and after that the GPIO ISR service will be uninstalled and we won't be able to switch on or switch off the LED using GPIO 4 or GPIO 19. In the next lecture, we will look at a race condition in practice and then solve it. So, that's all from this lecture. See you in the next lecture. Thank you.